Hey, what's up, guys? Fish from Beyond back for 3.29. We've been streaming since league start. If you were there, you saw me. But anyway, the build is alive and honestly buffed since the change to Assassin's Mark. It gives instant leech. We open up 2 jewel sockets since we don't need to have Assassin's Mark or mark on hit. And honestly, it's been going good. I was able to swap into dual strike of Ambi Dexterity relatively early. League started as double strike Impale Slayer. That's a whole nother thing. It's always what I league start. I find it's very good. I prefer not to do like Bone Shatter since it has interrupts. If you guys want to know more about like a double strike league start, let me know. But I'm pretty sure you're here for the dual strike. So dual strike Assassin. Assassin is the name of the game now. It's not Trickster. Hasn't been for, I guess, like a league or two since Mercenaries, honestly. And I've updated the items listings. Changes are like Twilight Regalia is what we go for, or a high ES base. We're not Trickster. We don't care about the evasion. The amulet that I recommend currently is Whispers of Infinity. It's relatively cheap this league. It feels pretty good. It's more just defensive due to the league mechanic being a 1 life. There's no second chance if you die. This is rather defensive, as you can see. Like when we initially did the notes, it's still there from the amulet suggestions, and we went for the Whispers of Infinity. So honestly, Whispers of Infinity, very good. We did change some things. So instead of Soul Drinker, I now would recommend Polymath. I feel like we're always leeching regardless, because when we like expand our ES, we hit for ES back. There's like maybe small windows it doesn't work, there's no leech, but honestly I haven't been feeling any consistency issues. Other changes. So we'll just go down the list. The claw specifically, any 1.6 base is fine. Noble, Hellion, Imperial, and anything that has a natural 1.6 APS base is good. Look for a fractured lightning flat. So this one isn't T1 lightning flat. It should be T1. I haven't changed it. But either way, you're looking for the highest lightning flat you can afford on a natural 1.6 APS base. And then it's just attack speed. Attack speed, you can go for crit multi. You can go for double damage full focus. You could do like a multi-mod. You could get intelligence. Or even like Ellie with attack damage. Nothing really changed with the Lich Circlet. So since we're Whispers in Infinity, we can drop the mana cost efficiency on the Searing mod for like per power charge. But if you're not Whispers of Infinity yet, you can absolutely get the mana cost efficiency if you're running into mana issues. Twilight Regalia, like earlier, we were talking about Warlock Gloves. Honestly, ES overcall bases is relatively cheap this league comparatively to other leagues. So like even day 2, day 3, I've started buying like my bases so I can start crafting. Split doesn't exist anymore, in case you missed it. But for the gloves, it's just open damage for leech, zeal if you can, get the attack speed, otherwise whoa until you're happy. All the crafting guides are still in the notes section, which we will go over. So we have our Warlock boots. Nothing has really changed. These are our unveiled versions, so you can buy eye level 84. Finish the prefixes of being flat ES, and then the high percent ES. Lock the prefixes. Veil Chaos. You might be able to Veil Chaos on the boat. The boat has really just made crafting so much easier if you interact with it. And then for the ring, nothing changed. It's Anathema and Shav, or Manifold Ring if you're willing to craft it. But otherwise, you can just put a Shav on your left ring and you'll be just fine. So we lost the cord belt, sadly. So we're back to our ES Rest Stick Stygian Vice. It's what I was using. And then you can go Avoid Shock, or you can go Accuracy Jewel, or even just a generic damage jewel. It just depends whether you have enough Avoid Shock to trigger your Storm Shroud or you have enough accuracy that you don't need accuracy on a jewel. Flasks are still the same. I have a recommendation, like, it's pick any suffixes and pick any on any base. So you could have the reduce effect curse on diamond, jade, or quicksilver, but you have to pick four suffixes that you like and see what is the cheapest combination in terms of buying the 4 flask, where it would be cheaper. So preferably you wouldn't want crit chance on the diamond flask. And like we were saying earlier, the polymath, we changed that, or we changed from soul drinker, polymath, no issue. Accuracy and anything else, jewel. For the large cluster, it's still the same. Feed, quick, and then a suffix modifier that's notable, or fuel, quick, and notable. But there is also the budget option, which we'll go over in the notes. The Watcher's Eye is all you really need is the lightning pen from Rat, and then a nicety is having another damage. That's up to you on which one you'd like, whether it's precision crit multi, precision attack speed. There's all others. I have it listed in the notes. Megalo, so Enduring Composure and Quick and Deadly. There is another way for Enduring Composure, and that's on our Lethal Pride, but that's endurance charges on kill. Not great for bosses, so just a thing to consider, but it also will like open up a jewel socket if you don't need a Megalo with like Enduring Composure. And for the budget guide, I put Blood Scent on the large cluster. It's like Blood Scent and Martial Prowess. So you don't need like a Blood Scent Quick and Deadly Megalo if you're having issues. Replica Reckless Defense just for the block. The Storm Shot we were talking about earlier. Any good Lethal Pride, use the Timeless Jewel Calculator, see what would be good for you, whether you want more Fire Res, more Crit Chance. You can get Intimidate on hit, you can get Endurance Charge on kill. A lot of cool things. Double damage is the chase for DPS. And then the Megalo with Blood Scent and Quick and Deadly if you can. So, and the routing hasn't changed. Still the same. We try to go around as fast as possible because of the distance. A sneaky thing that I'm currently doing this league is I do have a split personality in this specific spot for accuracy and I believe energy shield. But it just adds it so I can solve my accuracy issues a little bit. I'm pretty much like overshooting my accuracy, but that's a whole nother thing. Let's go to the notes and let's start at the top. So nothing has really changed. Here's your like what I recommend if you're having mana issues. You can get reservation from here, reservation from the helmet. You can use a loading essence, amulet with raptor reservation efficiency. You will have to use a influence mod. Then level precision. It doesn't have to be 21 because the mana. Or you can even grab Soul Siphon to know the starter tree. Things I've currently been doing since for 3.29 from recommendation from Prof Pancham is more accuracy rating in close range. I haven't been really having an issue with it. It feels all right, so I've been using it. But yeah, you need to be in close range, and PoE Wiki is telling me close range is 2 meters, which is rather small. Maybe the nearby strike is like carrying it, so I don't really know. I've been using it. It seems to be more than fine to fix my accuracy issues, letting me drop the Abyss Jewels and Viridian Jewels. The basic jewel search. So like, oh, it's not even Mercy. It's been that long. Oh my god, I haven't even updated. Select current league. Select current league. Also, there is PoB now has an authorized feature, like authenticated. Honestly, just authenticate. Let's actually just put that. Select current league and authenticate. Current league. Authenticate your authenticate. Well, I'll leave that in case for other people. League or authenticate account with PoB. It helps a lot. PoB has gotten a lot better. These like iterations. Oh my god. So that combine DPS. You can also force stats at the bottom. Whether you need avoid shock, corrupted bleed immunity, etc. Check that out. It's a new function they added. It's amazing. It's still basic crit jewel, ephemeral edge, so fortify corrupt, etc. Optional. You can put fortify on the body armor, and all that matters is the 10 to 15. Preferably 15 is what you get. This is the budget flask that we were talking about earlier. I just explained it in text in terms of how to buy the flask. Crafting doesn't really change. The only thing I added here is this part is eye level 84, because you can finish the prefixes, have one open prefix, then veil. Hope for a prefix. Maybe you can do this in the boat. The boat might help give you a little bit more chances instead of having to redo this again. I don't know how much sulfur it costs, so you do have to consider sulfur costs here. Eye level 86 necrotic armor if you're a trickster, but nowadays we are assassin, so it's Twilight Regalia or any high ES armor that you can pretty much get the requirements where your intelligence is not the limitation. With Twilight Regalia, it asks for at least 294, I believe, or 299. It's a lot of intelligence it asks for, so I recommend reduce attributes if you're using Twilight Regalia. Alternatively, it's remove the ES, take ES nodes on the int if you have it tattooed. So with this budget POB, I didn't put like intelligence on the gear, hence why our intelligence is so low. Later on, the min-max, you will need a lot of intelligence. So the claw base, 7 to 8% attack speed synth, doesn't exist anymore, sadly. So we're just gonna remove that. It's a fractured base with high T1 flat lightning is what you would like. And then Zeal and multimod, that's still correct. This is fine. Global crit multi is the one. T1 or T2 is what I would regard. Elevate attack skills, intelligence, global crit multi T1 or T2, and multimod is how I would do this. Personally, I still haven't done it on my claw. I still need to finish it. I settled on T2 crit multi, and I haven't even bothered multi-modding. I just went lightning damage with shock on a T1 flat lightning fracture. Pretty good. It's doing more than fine. We'll min-max as we get on. It hasn't even been a full week yet. So, Megalo, things to consider. Blood Scent, if you want the Rage on hit, or on a large cluster like I did on the budget, or Lethal Pride with Rage on hit. And then for mana issues, like it's just a repetition of the very top, nice to have Enduring Composure. And then this large cluster search, it still works as long as you open this. When I share the file, just click the link when it's in that POE like blueprint looking webpage. Large cluster, so like we were talking about earlier. Here's your Watcher's Eye mod list. Pick any combination, but you need the lightning pen unless you go invert the rules. I honestly haven't looked too deep into invert the rules. We might change up on what we're actually grabbing, but at the current iteration, rat lightning pen. And then the Lethal Pride, use the timeless jewel calculator. I've added Intimidate on hit, is very nice to have because it is a lot of damage if you can fit it in the build, and Lethal Pride does allow us to. And it's like boom, that's 10% increased attack damage if you can fit it. All right. And then if you're Mage Blood, that's a little, if you have the budget, it's pick your poison, optional. And then I added in terms of the notes, avoid shock on flasks to open jewel sockets. This wasn't here previously. Reduce reflect damage, doesn't matter anymore. Torrents, I haven't felt. They're probably going to tune that out this, like for next league, in terms of they're going to change it so it's more punishing. Hopefully not. But reduce effect curses and avoid shock is what I would recommend. Whispers of Infinity is what we go. Because this league mechanic is one life. There is no retries. You can't die and come back in. You better be tanky. And the miss, so the amulet, the focus amulet. So our big boy now is just pretty basic. It's just a +2/+2 crit multi. I haven't really looked if it would change with the talismans, but we do need the Tribal Fury unless you stretch out to grab Tribal Fury and go with a 4 cluster setup. So you'd have a cluster here, 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 and then here. And that's, I do have a POB of that posted, like when we were testing the Headhunter, etc., to grab the Tribal Fury and the Sion's Ambition. But that's like a little bit more min-max. I wouldn't worry about that right now. So, like I said earlier, the Polymath is what we're doing, or what I'm doing now. You can get Soldier Anchor if you're feeling a consistency issue, but I find Polymath is more than enough. We don't really do Trickster. You can still do Trickster. It is a significantly more tankier, I would say, as long as you grab the Mistwalker, because crit immunity. But it's hard to go away from the Assassin. It's just so much damage. And I do Knife in the back. That mark is required. Let's see. This is how we get our Endurance charges. Warlord's Mark, Enduring Composure if you want to do Warlord's Mark, or Lethal Pride. Actually, let's add that just in case. Frenzy charges, Mark, Mastery, or Approaches Mark. Power charge, Assassin Mark, and a Team of Trigger. But since Ascendancy, so we get that. And then how to craft a Manifold Ring, in case you want to craft a Manifold Ring. I should honestly move this up to over here, because this is where all the crafting is. Just makes sense. And then we'll just do like this. Make it bare. Boom. Perfect. All right. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole POB. The gems are self-explanatory. Sigil power, it doesn't need to be 21. You can just get a 20. Quality is min-max, but less damage. Would recommend quality if you can. For the auras, it doesn't matter because it's just AoE, and this is cooldown recovery rate. I have no idea why this is set to 20, I'll be honest. But yeah, if you don't have an Enlighten, don't worry about these two. Just drop Enlighten and Flesh and Stone. It's just Wrath and Discipline. Frostblink, you can definitely do Flame Dash. Frostblink is just a little bit more defensive. Precision, Whirling Blades, faster attack. Nothing really changed here. Inspiration, but since we're running the Whispers of Infinity, you can actually drop Inspiration. You have an open link. I'm not quite sure what to put in here. I put in Berserk currently. These are still our best in slot. You can change like for my chest, I hit a blue socket, so I believe I changed LE damage with attacks to increase crit damage. But it just really depends where your build is. Use the POB to kind of decide where you go. But that's all I got. Well, hopefully your league start is going good. I would highly recommend Dual Strike Ambi Dexterity in its current iteration. It's what I'll be playing. I swapped very early. I went through the campaign with Dual Strike of Ambi. Don't recommend, just make a twink character. It was a very rough, like getting to level 84 so I could start crafting on my overqual gear that I've been slowly buying.